It also seems like drummers are the scavengers of the music world, pulling fly swatters and whisk brooms. How did that come about?
This is one of the great one of the great elements of what makes the drum set such an interesting instrument. Is that if you imagine the drum set just began with a marching instruments, bass drum, snare drum, cymbals. Drummers then very creatively started to borrow things, and because America was experiencing a huge influx of immigrants in the second half of the 1800s, say Chinese immigrants brought their cymbals or their little ceremonial tom-toms or their temple blocks, these wood-pitched blocks or wood block. Immigrants from Turkey were bringing their cymbal-making technology. You had European immigrants who were great drum makers. And then in this circumstance where drummers had to play quietly, they would pick up things that were already used for something else. So literally there were fly swatters. And because there was no plastic at this time, they were long strands of wire. And they would, kill the fly. Drummers began to use those as a substitute for sticks. And then, of course, what was happening in the world of entertainment was demanding that drummers come up with new sounds. So you had silent movies evolve in the first 3 decades of the 20th century, and drummers had to be the Foley artists. They had to be the ones to provide if a plane flew overhead, if a bird chirped, if a gun battle happened, if a train came by. So they had these elaborate setups, with what were called traps. At the time, a drummer was called a trap drummer. So not only were they playing shows like vaudeville shows with dancers and playing jazz, concerts and clubs for people to dance to, but also they were doing films and radio shows. And so, the drummer's life was quite diverse. And, again, if you were a freelancer and you had a lot of skills with these things, you could get a lot of work.
Not just one ta-ta, two ta-ta.
Exactly, exactly.